9.2 today. This is going to be a little bit longer of a lesson. There's a lot of stuff crammed in, just letting you know. First, we have some vocabulary. There's a linear equation. Let me give you that vocabulary. A linear equation is an equation in which two variables appear in separate terms, so they're not grouped together like x, y, and neither variable contains an exponent other than 1. So there are no powers of 2, of 3. Those are other things that you're going to be learning in algebra and as you go on further in math. But a linear equation, two variables, all to the power of 1. Examples could be like this. 3x plus 5y equals 10. So we have an x and a y. They both don't have powers. Again here, y equals 3x. Another one, y equals 6x plus 1. These are all linear equations. If you were to graph them, a linear equation would graph, see how it's linear, would graph a straight line. Graphs a straight line. So if you are to graph these, when you go to graph these, you should see that the lines connect to make a straight line. That you could use a ruler. It could be horizontal, it could be vertical, it could be on a diagonal, but it makes a straight line. Okay, next thing. Part 1, finding solutions. Find 4 solutions of y equals negative 2x minus 1. Write your answers as ordered pairs. Now, you're going to do similar to what we were doing in 9.1 with the input-output. You're going to pick an input, an x, a domain, plug it in, and figure out what the y is, and you're just going to write your answers as ordered pairs. For example, I'm going to pick 0. Generally, the numbers I pick are 0, 1, 2, and 3 if I have to come up with 4 numbers. You could pick negative 100 if you want. You can pick any number you want. You just have to plug it in to solve. So x is 0. Plugging this in, 0 times negative 2 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1. Another one, plug in 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Now, I'm seeing that this is negative, so actually I'm going to change my thinking a little, and I'm going to do negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Positive 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, and then I'll do negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, so if we were to plot these points on a coordinate plane, you would see that you'd be able to connect them with a ruler and get your answer. Key idea. You know you love my B for be aware. Very cute. How many solutions are there to a linear equation? So I want you to think, how many different things could we have plugged in and gotten different answers for? Well, there are actually an infinite amount. So if I asked you to write all the solutions, you would be there for a very long time. Okay. Part 2. Solving an equation for y. What this means is that I want y equals and then all the other stuff on the other side. So I have to get rid of this 2x and move it out of my way. Well, when we move these in equations, to move the 2x, to get it to the other side, you actually have to do the opposite of it. This is a positive 2x, so you do minus 2x, minus 2x. So that got rid of it over here. So now we're left with y, which is great because that's what we want, equals. Now, we can't put these together because they're not like terms. So to write this, now my suggestion, and this will help you as we go through the chapter, is to take this negative 2x or minus 2x and put that first. You could write 6 minus 2x. But if you write negative 2x, this is a positive 6, so plus 6, this will make it much easier for you as we go through the chapter. Okay, because this is in a form called slope-intercept form, and something I'm going to talk about later on, a couple sections from now. But what would also be acceptable was writing y equals, and then just doing 6 minus 2x. But I would really like it if you could get to that form, okay, where the x part is in the front, or closest to the equal sign, so where this is here. Okay, part 3, graphing linear equations. Yellow box again, key idea. Linear equations always graph straight lines. And these are just some pictures. You can sketch this on your graph. like sketch this, like sketch a little graph, an X and a Y. So what I should see you doing right now, just make a Y, like that on your paper. Make an X on your paper. So there's your coordinate plane on your paper like that. And then just draw some straight lines. You can take out a ruler, something straight, and you can graph. These are all linear equations, okay? Anything that makes a straight line. Notice the red. This is actually called a parabola. That is not a linear equation, okay? That will graph something that you'll learn about in algebra. So, how many points are there on the line? Something to think about, another key idea kind of to connect everything. There are an infinite amount of points on the line, which kind of makes sense because therefore all of the solutions are represented in the graph of the line because there's an infinite amount of solutions for each equation and there's an infinite amount of points on our line that we're drawing, so we're showing all the points on that graph. Okay, last part. Part 4, graphing X and Y intercepts. First you need to know what an X and a Y intercept are. We have that an X-intercept is the ordered pair where the graph crosses the X-axis. Okay, so on the X-axis, where our graph of our equation goes through the X-axis, it will always be a number comma 0, because in order for it to be on the X-axis, Y has to be 0. The Y-intercept, the ordered pair where the graph crosses the y-axis. So the y-axis is this axis. The point where it crosses the y-axis, that will always be 0 comma a number. Those are your X and Y intercepts. Okay? Now you're going to follow one problem with me. You're going to sketch this in your notebook, and I will be giving you graph paper to continue to do problems. But for now, you're just going to sketch this. And this is probably going to be the hardest part of this lesson, and we're going to practice more of it in class. Graph y equals x minus 4, okay, using the intercepts. So to figure out our intercepts, I'm going to do it in 2 different ways. I'm going to say, okay, x equals 0. If x equals 0, I plug it in, I get y equals 0 minus 4, y equals 0 minus 4, negative 4. So one of my ordered pairs for my intercepts would be 0, negative 4, 0 for x, y is negative 4, 0, negative 4 is here. And then my x one, I'm going to do, okay, y equals 0 for that one. Plug in y is 0. 0 equals x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. So x has to equal 0 plus 4 is 4. So my ordered pair for this one is 4, comma 0. On my x-axis, 4, 0 is right here. So you're just going to sketch this graph. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Plot the 2 ordered pairs. There's our x and our y intercepts. And then you're going to connect them with a straight line because it is a linear equation. Okay. And there you go. That's it for today's lesson. It's a lot of stuff. We will be practicing more in class. Have a good night.